Zen and the martial way. Zen and the ideal martial art. Imagine an art where every punch, step, and breath becomes a reminder that the self you're trying so hard to protect is actually the biggest obstacle in the room. Not a metaphor, not a slogan. A lived, physical truth that shows up every time tension, fear, or anticipation makes you a half-second late. That's the starting point for an ideal martial art. One that accomplishes the aims of both traditional martial practice and Zen without diluting either. Traditional martial arts have always aimed at reliable, efficient action. Timing, distancing, structure, adaptability, and the ability to operate under pressure. These are not spiritual abstractions. They're conditions for functioning when it matters. But in the ideal art, these elements aren't treated as trophies. They're laboratories. Every technical drill becomes a place to observe the mind's habitual constructions. The impulse to predict, the subtle greed for control, the fear of losing form, the craving to dominate or win. The art demands skill, not as a path to superiority, but as a way to expose what interferes with clarity. Zen, meanwhile, aims at the realization that experience does not need a fixed, protective center. The self that comments, evaluates, and insists on its own importance is precisely what obscures immediacy. The ideal martial art brings this insight out of the meditation hall and into lived, physical contrast. When the mind anticipates, the body stiffens. When the mind hesitates, openings appear. When the mind protects an image of me, movement becomes fragmented. In this setting, clinging isn't just an error. It's a technical disadvantage. The training, therefore, incorporates sensitivity as a core skill. Listening through the body, noticing shifts in pressure, direction, momentum. Sensitivity makes visible the exact moment where awareness collapses into self-centered thinking. And each time awareness collapses, the practitioner has an opportunity to return, not philosophically, but through the necessity of the moment. Zen calls this awakening. The martial art calls it not getting hit. Stillness becomes the next major component. Stillness not as forcing the mind into a blank state, but as perceiving without unnecessary commentary. The ideal art includes periods of formal sitting, breath work, and attention training. But these are not symbolic bows to tradition. They're functional. They show the practitioner how awareness behaves when it's not pressured by motion or conflict. And then, through structured drills, that stillness is carried into movement. The practitioner learns that the awareness accessible in seated meditation is the same awareness needed while advancing, retreating, striking, or blending with an incoming force. The real innovation of the ideal art lies in treating every exchange as a cycle of awakening, orienting, and letting go. Awareness drifts into thought. The body reacts prematurely, and the practitioner sees it. That's awakening. they reorient. Where am I? What is actually occurring? And finally, they let go, allowing the moment to unfold without dragging a commentary behind it. This cycle repeats dozens of times in a single minute of training, giving the practitioner a direct education in the nature of attention. Over time, technique improves. Not because the practitioner accumulates more skills, but because the interference patterns, fear, tension, anticipation, lose their authority. Movement becomes efficient not through effort, but through the absence of unnecessary effort. Clarity becomes reliable because the practitioner repeatedly sees where it vanishes. This is the shape of a martial art that meets the goals of both traditions. Not mystical combat, not meditative calisthenics. A single discipline where effective action and clear awareness arise from the same source, each sharpening the other, moment by moment, without separation.